We're going to introduce you right now to an actress. Kaitlyn Riordan is here. She is the star of the one-person show. I was going to say one-man show. The one-woman show, let's say. Maggie and Pierre. It started its debut July 7th. It'll run all the way to the 30th at the Thousand Islands Playhouse. We welcome you. How are you?
I'm very well. It's a two-man and one-woman show, actually.
How do you deal with that? It's so extensive. First of all, tell us about the actual production. It's been around for a while.
It is. It was written in 1980 by a wonderful playwright named Linda Griffiths and her collaborator Paul Thompson. And the premise is the story of Margaret and Pierre Trudeau, their tempestuous and passionate love affair, which went on for about 6 years total and which captivated the world, let alone Canada, and which produced 3 beautiful sons, one of whom is our current Prime Minister, as we all know, and it really explores their unlikely and yet very passionate love affair and marriage. So as an actress, I mean, it's rare that you get to play one part, let alone 3 parts, and especially such fascinating people who are in love with each other. I get to flirt with myself all night.
I can't imagine.
And I guess how does that work? You obviously had to do a lot of research, but I'm sure when you're changing characters, this has a lot to do with your body positioning, facial expressions, all of that sort of thing.
Physicality, vocal quality, I really rely on those things to kind of be my touchstones when I go from character to character. So I've rarely stepped into one and said the wrong words. It's happened once or twice in rehearsal, but now it feels pretty clear to me. As soon as I'm in a certain stance, I know that I'm Pierre Trudeau. And as soon as sort of my energy is up like this, I know that I'm Maggie, you know? And then Henry, who's the narrator, he's sort of this fictional journalist character that guides us through the play, is this very grounded guy who's just trying to figure it all out. So, you know, it seems pretty clear now. You know, 3 weeks ago when we started rehearsing, it was a whole other situation.
What era are we talking about? What years between Maggie and Pierre? Is the Rolling Stones involved in this with her affair with Mick Jagger?
So they got married in '71, and their relationship ended essentially 6 years later. And on the eve of their 6th wedding anniversary, she was seen at the El Macombo in Toronto, which I'm sure you know well, with the Rolling Stones, and kind of got swept away in the madness of that time.
She became a rock star almost.
She was, she was at Studio 54, night after night, dancing, having a great time, living it up, you know, being young. She was in her 20s. She was 22 when they got married, and he was 51. So
I didn't realize that.
You can't blame her.
Kaitlyn said a fun fact that her mother, so Margaret's mother, was actually older, was younger.
Younger than Pierre, was 2 years younger, which is something that's sort of mentioned in the play at one point. So.
Speaking of the Stones, that's like Bill Wyman and his son. Bill Wyman went out with this young girl, and Bill Wyman's son started dating the mother. See how it all relates back to that?
You know, love is so unpredictable. In the theater, you want to see something magical that you couldn't see on television, and that's what I love. You know, getting to transform in front of the audience. I don't change costume at any point during the show. It's all about, as you said, the physicality, the vocal quality, and so you're getting to watch the magic in front of you, and it's so theatrical. So that's something you would never experience in film and TV.
You can check it out in person. It's coming to the Thousand Islands Playhouse. It's actually there now all the way to July 30th.